Welcome to Entomology Coaching. I'm here, Priyanka. This is where I give you the lectures, important notes, previous question papers that you need to lead your exams well in the direction that matters to you. Click the bell icon to keep me uploading more videos. Today's lecture is about nematology at a glance part 3 where we can cover more about reproduction important notes. Let's get into the lecture. Yes, the first topic is types of reproduction. In this, parthenogenesis, a reproduction without fertilization, which is the asexual means of reproduction, includes needle, dagger, citrus, lesson. Regarding melodogamy, I intersex is also play an important role, where one male gonad and another female gonad both together give an intersex. Example are Archaean and Ditelenchus 2. The second one is amphimixis. It is a sexual way of reproduction where both male and female gets unite together to give a zygote like that. Examples are Anguina reniform, Potatosis, that is Globadera R. Next one is hermaphroditism, where male and a female are present in same organism. Two types, syngonic and digonic. The syngonic is where the production of both sperm and a egg by the same gonad. Here, first formed one is sperm and later formed one is ova or egg and then gets united. Second one is digonic. Here, the sperm and ova are produced in a separate gonads of the same individual. In syngonic, the production of both sperm and a egg by the same gonad. Here, the sperm and ova are produced in separate gonads of the same individual. Okay. The examples are regarding syngonic, examples are Xenorabratus elegans and Xenorabratus brixae, and regarding digonic, Helicotylencus and Pretalenchus. Concentrating on respect to the species, Helicotylencus nanus and Pretalenchus crenatus are their best example for the digonic. And next one is sex reversal. Most important question, friends. Here, the females converted to the males during only under stress condition. Example, root knot nematode Melirigani. And I have to quote one thing: the score you get in nematology part fully depends upon how many times you get revising, because of fully memorizing part in nematology. Next one is female reproduction part. Yes, let's take a pointer. Here, the first one is germinal zone, where the gamete formation occurs. Second one is growth zone, where the developing eggs which gets unfertilized or starting to gets bigger in size. And next one is spermatheca. Here you see spermatheca, small round. Here the female stores sperm. And next one is oviduct. You know this one. Yes, oviduct. It connects ovary and uterus. Next part is uterus. Next part is here uterus, which contains fertilized eggs. And next part is vagina, where it is responsible for expulsion of the egg. It is a small tube-like structure. And last one is a vulva. It is a small opening like slit where the eggs are expelled through the vulval opening. In some species, there is an extension beyond the vulval opening is post-vulval uterine sac. I tell later about this. Next one is outstretched ovaries. What is outstretched ovaries? The ovaries which is always tight and does not curve back. It is present in most of plant parasitic nematode. Example, Tyrancorhynchus, Rhadophilus, rice nematode, like that. And next one is reflexed ovaries. What is reflexed? Ovary is not always tight. It is curved back or folded always. Example, Dorylamids. Example, Dorylamids. And next one is based on the oocytes distribution. It is of two types. One is hologenic, where the oocytes are present throughout its length. Next one is telogenic, the oocytes only at the distal end. And next one is a birth pore, that is Fenesta. What is Fenesta? It is a birth pore. Here we can see about A fenestra modification in the cyst, which is nothing but birth pore modification in cyst. It is of three types. A bifenestra in the diagram, in first diagram, this is first diagram, this is first diagram, where we can see here one opening and here another opening, two openings. So by two and fenestra or birth pore opening. And next one is ambifenestra, that is ambi opening. Here both are combined, and bifenestra and ambifenestra are present in Heterodira species. And next one is a circumfenestrae, where it is circum, that is circle in shape. Example, Globodira. Based on the number of the ovary, it is classified as a two types. One is monodelphic, another one is didelphic. Monodelphic means contains single ovary. Didelphic means contains two ovaries. And based upon their location, if they are anteriorly direct, are known as prodelphic. If posteriorly, known as oppisodelphic. Here we see about monodelphic and prodelphic, where contain single ovary which is anteriorly directed, and their examples are Telenchus, Anguina, Pratelinchus, Ditelenchus, Nacobus affinichil. And next about post-uterine sac. It is an extension beyond the vulval opening. Examples are Patelinchus, Anguina, Ditelenchus. Let's have a clue about PAD. P-A-D. P for Pratelinchus, A for Anguina, and D for Ditelenchus. To make easier, friends, next one is monodelphic posteriorly director, that is oppisodelphic. Example is Zephinema. Next one is didelphic prodelphic, where it contains two ovaries. Sorry, friends, where it contains two ovaries which are anteriorly directed, in which the vulval terminal in position. Example or Meloidogyne, Heterodira, Globodira. If the ovaries are get reflexed, that is didelphic reflexed. Example are Dorilemma dreniform. Monodelphic coil. Example is Cypress. That is single ovary which is coil like form. Next one is didelphic amphidelphic, where it contains two ovaries with one at anterior position and another one at posterior in position. Examples are Tylencorhynchus, Hoplolamus, rice root, spiral burrowing. Next one about shape acquired by mature female. This is an important character which is extensively used in identification of male and female, that is sexual dimorphism. Here for Orcaean, that is Meloidogyne, it is the female is a apple god or melon in shape. In case of Heterodira, it is lemon, and Globodira round. In Punctodora and in Tylenchus, it is pear or flask shape. In case of kidney, it is as its name known as reniform. And spiral helical, it is spiral, and tubular, citrus, worm like a wormiform in case of Pratelinchus, and swollen or fusiform in case of false or cane, that is Nacobus batatiformis. And let's talk about male reproductive system. Here it is a cylindrical tube which contains seminal vesicle, vas deferens, cloaca, spicule, gubernaculum, etc. Friends. The testis opens into the common opening called cloaca. Common opening called cloaca, where the male reproductive system and digestive system join together. And the cloaca is followed by protrusible spicule, which is a sclerotized part 1. Protrusible spicule, and below that the cuticularized structure beneath the paired spicule is gubernaculum. It aids in supporting the spicule. And at the tail end, cuticular expansion is there, which is known as bursa or caudal alley. In case of male, the sperm storage is a seminal vesicle, and in case of female, the sperm storage is spermatheca. Next one. Based on the number of genital tract, it is of two types. One is monoarchic, another one is diarchic. Sorry, friends, it is not under control. Regarding monoarchic, it has a single genital tract. Example, Sasanantia, and another diarchic. where two genital tracts plays a role, example adenophoria. And in spicle modification, arcuate-like shape is present in case of Talanchida, and rose thorn in case of Aphelenchid, and sickle shape in case of sheath, that is Hemicyclophora arenaria are there. Next about Pelodieron and Leptodieron. What is Pelodieron? It is a bursa extender up to the tail. You see, it is up to the tail. Bursa. Here it is also known as caudal bursa, as it is projecting up to the tail. Examples are lance, spiral, stunt, lesson, false or cane. And next one is leptodieron, where the bursa is reduced, ending with a filiform tail. It is also known as adanal bursa. Example are anguina, rice root, burrowing, ditelenchus and reniform. Next one is about bursa. The bursa is absent in case of root knot, nematode, cyst, doralamids, except Paratrichoderus, Dietelenchus citrus, and bursa rudimentary in case of criconematid, and bursa and gubernaculum absent in case of Aphelenchid. Next one is three-lobed bursa, that is tri-lobed bursa is present in case of Dolichodoridae, which is an owl nematode. And next one is about Aphelenchid, that is a mycophagus nematode having bursal arrays and caudal papillae. These examples are more important in case of examination point of view. And thank you friends, that's all about today's session. Thank you.